Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Amaldi bin Haris. My student ID is 2024253594 and my supervisor is Dr. Haji Razali Muhammad Saleh. Today I will be presenting my research proposal for SRT 656 titled Physical Activity Levels and Sleep Quality Among Bachelor's Degree Students in Faculty of Sport Science and Recreation at UiTM Shah Alam. Let's begin with the background of the study. In higher education, sleep quality is a critical health indicator. Adequate sleep is absolutely essential for physiology recovery, cognitive function, and memory consolidation. As a proven lifestyle intervention, regular physicality is widely recognized for its ability to regulate our circadian rhythm. This is especially relevant for students in the Faculty of Sport Science and Recreations, or we call it FSR, who face a unique dual load. They must balance rigorous theoretically coursework with highly demanding physical skill development. However, this brings us to the core problem. There is a rising prevalence of sleeping disturbance among Malaysian undergraduates, largely driven by academic burnout. When FSR students experience these sleep deficits, it directly impairs their muscle recovery, reaction time, and physical endurance. The issue we face in current literature is a fragmented data. Existing research heavily focused on either general university students who sit at desks all day or elite athletes. The unique hybrid physical and academic loads of sports science students are largely ignored. Because of this, there is a distinct research gap. Most previous students treat physical activity and sleep quality as two separate analytical streams. Studies on physical activity focus heavily on general health and fitness, while studies on sleep rely on clinical frameworks without linking them to daily lifestyle behaviors. My study aims to bridge this integration gap by unifying both variables specifically within the active demographic of FSR UiTM students. This leads us into Chapter 2, our review of the existing literature. According to Medical 2018, physical activity encompasses any skeletal muscle movement resulting in energy expenditure. The literature clearly shows that active engagement provides systematic physiological benefits, regulating metabolic functions. Furthermore, maintaining an active lifestyle is proven to build psychological resilience and combat the sedentary habits that are naturally inherent in university life. On the other side of the equation, we have sleep quality. Fidan and colleagues 2019 defined this as a multidimensional construct involving sleep duration, latency, and perceived restfulness. Literature established that high-quality, restorative sleep directly dictates daytime alertness, which is a foundational requirement for academic focus and physical readiness. When we look at the connection between the two, a 2025 study by Majid and colleagues found that high physical activity is positively associated with better sleep quality and reduced sleep latency in university environments. Simply put, the energy we expend through daily movements significantly contributes to the architecture of our deep restorative sleep phases. Despite knowing the benefits, literature also highlights several barriers student faces. Academic burnout, extensive coursework, and late-night social media use heavily disrupt melatonin production. Furthermore, this time poverty and the risk of overtraining can ironically lead to the sleep disturbance rather than improved rest. In terms of methodology in past study, validate subjective approach remain the gold standard for large-scale student population. Physical activity is most commonly measured via self-reported MET minutes, while sleep quality is heavily evaluated using the Petersburg Sleep Quality Index or PSQI. Based on this literature, here is the conceptual framework for my study. Physical activity levels serve as the independent variable, determined by the frequency, duration, and intensity of movement habits. This points directly to the dependent variable, sleep quality, which is measured by subjective duration, latency, and the absence of disturbance. To guide this framework, I have three primary research objectives. Objective 1, to observe the level of physical activity among FSR undergraduates. Objective 2, to observe their level of sleep quality. Objective 3, to determine the relationship between physical activity levels and sleep quality. Consequently, my alternative hypothesis states that there is a significant relationship between physical activity levels and sleep quality among this population. Moving on, Chapter 3, I will now discuss the methodology. This study adopts a quantitative, cross-sectional, and correlative survey design. It is non-experimental, meaning I will be measuring the natural occurring relationship strength between these variables at a single point in time. The population consists of 995 full-time FSR bachelor degree students based on Casey and Morgan table with a 20% buffer added to for potential dropouts. The final target sample size is 334 respondents. I will be utilizing purposely sampling to recruit these participants. To ensure data accuracy, my inclusion criteria require respondents to be full-time FSR Shah Alam student aged 20 to 25 years old who are exposed to physical curricular demands. I will exclude part-time students, postgraduates, students from other faculties, and those with medically diagnosed sleep disorder. Data will be collected using two validated instruments. First is the short form of the International Physical Activity Questionnaire, or IPAQ, which uses 7 items to measure days and minutes spent on vigorous activity, moderate activity, and walking. The second is Petersburg Sleep Quality Index, or PSQI, which uses 90 self-rated items to evaluate sleep durations, latency, and disturbance. The data will follow a strict procedure. It begins with obtaining ethics approval, followed by setting up the Google form and recruiting participants through FSR digital networks. Once digital consent is obtained, the data will be collected, systematically coded, and cleaned for analysis. For data analysis, I will use IBM SPSS statistic with a significance level set at p less than 0.05. I will conduct descriptive analysis, specifically frequency, mean, and standard deviation, to answer objective 1 and 2. To answer objective 3 and test my hypothesis, I will utilize inferential analysis, specifically the Pearson correlation test. The finding of this study will be highly significant. For students, it will increase awareness of how their daily movement influence their recovery. For the university, it provides valuable insights to improve student wellness policy. And for the academic community, it provides localized empirical evidence focusing specifically on the unique sport science demography. Okay then, that's bring me to the end of my proposal presentations. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I am now open to any questions or feedback.